Alright, so this article is a rather short but interesting article that is called Striking South African Miners Killed at Canadian Coal Mine. It's written by Jeffrey York and again published by the Globe and Mail on November 1st, 2012, and I posted a link right here. Alright, to start with the summary. This article is pretty much just explaining how the strikes in South Africa are a common scene in the mining industry as workers are demanding pay increases. So, not for the first time, striking workers in South Africa escalated as they took arms to break into an explosive armory at the coal mine, and security guards used firearms to defuse a situation where two miners were shot. And actually, both miners did die from their injuries, and which is some of 60 miners killed this year by security and police forces. So Forbes and Manhattan Coal was the Canadian corporation responsible indirectly for these shootings, I guess, as it canceled the production of its Magdalena and Avamore mines, where striking has been occurring for about a month. So this article also addresses the 30,000 South African workers who have lost their jobs in the past year. And this has actually significantly affected the South African economy, which relies a lot on exports of metals. And because of this huge loss, police have been forced to use tear gas on mining strikers who are demanding an 80% increase in pay wages for the lowest paid employees. So basically, this is kind of warning almost mining operations of what can really go on and how the actions of employees really actually do affect the South African economy. So, what I will talk about right now is the link to international business. I linked this to the section of working in international markets, of course, under employee issues. The entire article is basically about how conducting business in another country can be affected by the workers, like how you employ them, why you employ them, and how you treat them. So this really goes to almost CSR kind of levels, as really the employees definitely aren't happy with the amount of pay that they're getting. I honestly wouldn't be either. But what this really does is it does portray Canada in a bad light, and the company as well. Of course, it's also bad for the company because they have had to fire a lot of workers and shut down plant productions. So, for my thoughts and opinions, I think this part of the article was actually really fun to write or talk about. So, this article kind of shocked me a little bit because I never really thought that things would still occur like this in South Africa. It almost reminded me of the movie Blood Diamonds, which we watched in class. So, I guess the similarities would be the strikers find themselves in a situation where they feel the need to like basically help out their families, and they don't feel like they're able to do that, and that's why they're striking. So, to start off though, I don't think asking for an 80% increase in wages is very effective. Like, I don't think any management would ever give that to you. Though their wages are very low at $440 a month for the lowest paid employee, you really can't ask for $350 almost dollar increase in your pay. Though it is a very dangerous job, and I do understand what they're doing. I also was not able to find though if the $440 how substantial that would go to in a South African community where these mines are located to see if that would actually even help with living costs at all. I'm guessing it probably does. So I guess to be more informed to make a better decision and opinion on it, I would have to know that. But in all, I was under the impression, basically, that South Africa was a lot more developed and not into such drastic measures of protest. I guess if you really want anything bad enough, you'll fight for it. But, well, I did know that South Africa had a large industry of natural resources, but I honestly didn't think that the closures which happened would really affect South Africa as much as it did, which was quite surprising. Um, Basically, my concluding thought for this article is that I guess everybody can learn from this. The Canadian corporation tried to lay off or pretty much fire workers, who were trying to storm an armory, which is pretty dangerous. But I guess that really wouldn't happen in Canada because we do try to resolve problems a bit more peacefully. But I definitely think we should take in the overall consideration that closing of our natural resources can drastically affect our economy because we are a heavily resource-based economy. So I think we should take note of that in further steps in our future.